subscribe button. Why Calder? Getting a little greedy with your questions there. That's fun.
Do you want to ask the second, or do you want me to ask?
No, I'm gonna ask.
Okay.
Better back up. Better back up. Question number 2: how to view/use your singleness or marriage as a gift? Example: to get closer to God, evangelize, etc.
Well, I will say first of all, if you are a single lady or gentleman,
all the single ladies,
you have such a valuable and precious time right now. Once you're married, you're going to be more concerned with, even Paul talks about it in scripture, how you're going to be concerned with your spouse and your family and their needs. So right now, it is you probably have more time than what you even think. So pray about it, ask God, what is he calling you to do? How can you serve him? How can you share the gospel? Soak up this time. Don't take it for granted, because it is such a special time where you have the freedom to be able to do things for God.
And you know, Paul talks about in scripture how use your singleness, how it's a blessing, how you can use it. You have nothing else to worry about. You have nobody else to worry about. And so when you're single, devote yourself to God. Use all that time that you would be devoting to your spouse to God, and to being a witness for him, and to doing what he's called you to do, and to being in the places that he's called you to be in. It's not that easy when you get married, and especially when you have children. That's not to say that there's anything bad with, you know, concerning yourself with a wife or a husband. I wouldn't trade it for the world. However, I do know that if I could go back, I would have. I wish I could have used my time more wisely when I was single.
Same here.
That was my journey throughout life, was trying to fill this like hole inside me that wanted that that comfort of somebody else. And it's just, I wish I could go back and devote that time to the Lord and really just grow spiritually, mentally, and physically, because I would have had the time, you know, more. What was the question?
On the flip side, in marriage, for all of you married folks, or you single folks for when you are married, your first ministry is your family. So you're more concerned with your spouse, if you have kids, with your kids as well. That is the thing that comes first, and God first above everything. But what I'm saying is, you know, somebody might want to do some sort of service in some ministry. Well, you go to your spouse first and see, okay, is this going to work for us and our family? Can we do this? Sometimes you can't. Sometimes it's going to take too much time away to where your marriage or your family's going to suffer. And sometimes you can, but you just don't have the same kind of freedom you would as a single person. But that's not necessarily bad. It's just different.
It's not bad. It's different.
It's
exactly.
a different life phase.
Yeah.
Or life stage, I should say.
Yeah. Phase.
Phase.
Is this just a phase to you?
It's just a phase. Love you.
Okay.
In marriage, using your marriage as a witness. Marriage is actually an example of Christ and the church. The church is the bride of Christ. And so in marriage, you can use that as an example, like what it talks about in Ephesians. We've talked about this before, but husbands, love your wives as Christ loves the church. Wives, submit to your husbands as you would as to the Lord. And so using your marriage as a witness for sharing the gospel.
It's per minute from